That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Monday.
All right, Christopher, go for it.
We just heard from Mike Tomlin about the quarterback situation. I'm going to go here. I think they actually should just start Kenny Pickett week 1.
I don't think you do that.
You're going to start the kid anyway at some point, so why not just put him out there week 1 and let him see how it goes?
You got Trubisky, and if he is a guy that can give you that Alex Smith to Mahomes year, if he can give you that Garoppolo to Trey Lance year, you take it. You take it. You got some serious veterans in your locker room. You've got some serious kids at other positions that can blossom like Pickens. You give him the best opportunity with a veteran guy with a chip on his shoulder who has the opportunity in front of him to remake himself. But you drafted Pickett for a reason. You're going to turn to him at some point. He may be ready, but if Trubisky begins to falter, that's when you go with the kid. If the kid's thrown in there in the deep end of the pool against the Cincinnati Bengals, you're going to give him week 2 of his career against Belichick, who eats rookie quarterbacks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Has them with fava beans and a nice Chianti? No way. I say you go with Trubisky because he's looked good enough to start it, and let's see how it goes. And if you give Pickett the year to sit there and watch and ruminate, or can go to him in the middle of the season a la Tua over Ryan Fitzpatrick, even though hindsight has shown that some people didn't want that to happen, I think that's what you're going to do. So I'll say that's an overreaction, sir.
Great. This one's mostly just for me. I know we're going to talk to Tom later. Maybe he'll, talk me off the bridge there. But
Tom Curran. Brady's not going to be on the show.
Brady's not calling. Tom Curran's going to call in.
Got it. So
the Patriots are just in for a long season offensively. It just kind of is what it is at this point.
It feels that way. But it's the number of times that you think the Patriots are dead in the water, and then they do their job and they figure it out, and Belichick gets them to understand how to do it, and then suddenly a team that can't get out of their own way on offense is suddenly doing situationally brilliant things in the middle of a fourth quarter to win football games that other teams don't, with players usually too green to figure it out. Just like that team last year. McDaniels being out and two guys like Judge and Patricia who have never done it, to have it turned over to them makes it seem like Belichick doesn't know what he's doing, but I think deep down you got to trust him. You got to trust him.
Yeah, I want to see what the first month looks like. I mean, the first month is kind of the de facto preseason anyway.
I just don't think we're going to be sitting here week 10, week 12 saying this team was doomed from the start, that the preseason is exactly what we thought it was. I'll give you that benefit of doubt and say that's an overreaction too.
Man, that's going to be tough.
I'll still just say it's an overreaction. But we'll see what Tom has to say. And Mike Lombardi, who just, whose kid is the offensive coordinator in Vegas, and he knows McDaniels, and he knows Belichick. I mean, I'm sure he was all over that. So he must have some thoughts on the subject matter too. What else, Chris?
What's today's date, guys? It's
August 29th.
It's August 29th. Jimmy G still on this San Francisco 49ers roster. I still think Jimmy G will be a Seahawk at some point soon.
I don't know, brother. The only reason why I think that as well, I'll say that's proper. I don't think that's an overreaction either. But again, I'm a Jet fan who can't get Geno Smith and his broken jaw out of my head. I'm serious, man. I just, and guys, I just feel Geno Smith beating out Drew Lock is exactly what the rest of us feel. Not a good sign. Not a good sign that you trade Russ Wilson for a young quarterback and that guy can't beat out Geno Smith. And I know that Geno has some time in the system, and I know that Drew Lock had COVID, and I know that there wasn't enough time. That's what Pete Carroll said. They just didn't have enough time to beat out Geno. But if I'm the 49ers, I hang on to Garoppolo as long as possible and make sure that he's not on the Seahawks until the last possible moment. So I'll say I think that's spot on. I think that's spot on. What else, Chris?
All right. Gosh, did you see how the Dolphins started the other day?
Yeah.
Tua throws a 50-yard bomb to Tyreek. Do you know what the Dolphin single-season touchdown reception record is?
No, sir.
Mark Clayton in 1984 caught 18. I'm going to say Tua, Tyreek are going to challenge the Marino Clayton Dolphins TD mark.
Oh, man, I'll call that an overreaction for the moment.
Come on,
hope you're
2
right.
and on. I'm with you.
You are you.
I'm coming around a little bit.
I just
actually.
think
I gotta say,
I don't
their
know, man.
PR blitzkrieg is working on me.
Tua to Tyreek, more prolific in scoring touchdowns in a single season
Then
than
Marino
to
and
Clayton.
Mark Clayton.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, I'll say that's an overreaction. But I can't wait to see what this offense looks like, man.
I'm getting kind of excited.
I got to
for
ask
it.
Lombo about
Yeah.
that too, because he's the king of who crapping on the Dolphins for taking Tua over Justin Herbert. But I just think it's all set up. If Tua is accurate and he throws a good ball and he throws an accurate ball and he throws a catchable ball,
Right, it's the
and then
greatest catchable ball of all time.
And he's not like throwing a bomb. He's not Mahomes like. He's not Rodgers like. He's not Russ like and throwing deep balls. Just get these guys in open space 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage and go.
Yeah.
Certainly, if there's going to be all these illegal contact penalties and everybody's going to be like not touching you until that 5 yard mark because it's going to be a flag, and that's in the brains of all these defensive backs. Use that to your advantage. And if somebody knows how to use it to his advantage, it's Mike McDaniel, I think. I still think that's an overreaction.
All right, let's talk about Mike McDaniel's former team real quick. Did you see how many points they scored over the weekend?
The 49ers, we talked about it on Friday because that game was on Thursday night, and how Lance did not give anybody any. He had fuel to whatever fire there is. As you know, I think he's going to do very well there.
All right, so let's hit here's my topic here. Lance's growing pains are going to be too much for the 49ers to make the playoffs.
No. Overreaction. I'll say that. I will say that. They're too talented, and I think this kid is really good. And at some point, he's going to start beating you with his feet, and the game will slow down for him, and he's going to get his bearings, and he might beat the Bears and then get his bearings. How about that? Yeah, man. I like it. They start against the Bears and the Seahawks. Come on, brother.
Right,
they should be 2-0 and feeling really good about themselves.
Should be.
And I think there could be a nice wind at the Niners' back that they're one of the few 2-0 teams in the 2022 season, and so on and so forth. I know that there can always be, backslide, but I think this team is too talented with a coaching staff, too smart, and this kid is going to. I don't know. I'm high on Lance. I was the minute I heard his name.
Yeah.
So. What
All
else?
right, last one. I was
Oh, nice.
All right, we'll get one.
Always let George talk about it first.
The last one.
All right,
I was kind of dialed into the NFL Network Top 100 last night. Top 10 revealed.
No Josh Allen.
Josh
in the
Allen,
top 10.
13.
Yes.
A lot of people took issue with that. Voted on by their peers, so talk to the other players. But a familiar name atop the list. Tom Brady was number one once again in the top 100. Aaron Donald, number 2 for the second straight year. And with all due respect to the GOAT, he's my favorite player ever. Aaron Donald is the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, Christopher.
Like what are we doing?
I kind of feel the same way. But I think it's just it's a nod to how Brady is as great as they come. He's a GOAT. Is that like a lifetime achievement, number 1? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like it, but I mean,
I think it was number 7 last year.
Yeah, he
right?
went from 7 last year all the way back up to number 1. I mean, he did lead the league in passing yards and touchdowns, but
just
they didn't win the Super
doing
Bowl
it
or
as long as
anything,
he's been doing it, and doing it as well as he's been doing it for as late in his career as he's been, and no one will ever match what he has done. But
Aaron Donald basically, kind of took over the Super Bowl and
Aaron Donald is the
single-handedly
best
wrecked the
player in the
Bengals
National
offense
Football League. I just again
had the moment with the finger.
I
and
agree.
I don't know. Okay.
Chris, I am with you, sir.